dear students. Welcome to Main College of today's class will be on module 5 of organizational leadership subject. In this module, we are going to discuss on something like the relationship between the leader and a follower, which plays a vital role in getting done of any objectives set by an organization. So before going through the relationship, let us something know about who is a follower, which we will discuss in your first module, no doubt. Uh, Here, the follower can be defined or understood on the basis of behavior of the person, how much obedient that person is to somebody or something, and also on the basis of the position that a person holds into the team or into the group, on the basis of the hierarchy that we are going to identify who is the follower and who is the leader. So as I told you people, when it comes to the behavior, how much he listens to the others, okay, and when we are talking about the hierarchy talks about how much power that person is having. Usually followers will be having less power, less authority, and the influence of supervisors will be very high on those people. So also whether a person who supports and admires a particular person or set of ideas, we can call them as the followers. So as we have like evolution of dyadic theory, it's a very unique that association that we people can find between the leader and the follower. That's what we call it as a dyad. Okay, and when it comes to the dyadic refers to the individual, which will be a relationship between a leader and a follower. Each follow we say. This is something a dyadic which we people understand by looking to the unique relationship what a leader and each follower is having that particular work unit or into the team. And this major theory focuses on understanding the relationship between a follow leader and a follower. So direct theory is a type of approach to the leadership, which will be attempting to understand why that leader will be having different type of behaviors towards a different type of followers. So this is what the direct theory usually go through, and we find that there will be heterogeneity in the behavior of the leader, okay, towards the different type of followers. Okay, we have around four stages when we people discuss upon direct approach or theory. Okay, how it has come to an existence. So we have something called as VDL, vertical direct linkage theory. Okay, and we have LMX, which is leader member exchange theory. Then we have team building, and the fourth one we have systems and which is something. Okay, and let's discuss it one by one. Here is a pictorial presentation of that, how it has been evolved stage by stage. As I told you people that VDL majorly focuses on how any individualized or single leader and a follower interaction happens in the group. Okay, maybe a in group or out group. That's what we are going to discuss in the next slide. Okay, and LXM, what we people can say that where the major focus will be on how what is the quality of diet and its effect on the organizational outcomes for a coming time. So we have third stage like team building, where this is something aspires to build a very positive relationship among the followers. Okay, not a just special individuals. No, the differentiation will be done between the followers, but the entire team will be receiving such a aspiration. Okay, and we have systems and approaches beyond the team. Okay, where the leader will not be having only relationship with his own followers or team members, even something up, something above that, like customers, say suppliers, some stakeholders. Okay, all those people will be affecting him or the relationship between him and others. So we have something the first stage like vertical direct linkage theory, which talks about getting an awareness that okay how relationship is built between the leader and the follower rather than a leader and the group of followers. This is something like a very individualistic understanding of single relationship what happens between the leader and the follower. And also this will be examining one-to-one relationship of a leader with the followers. What I just told you, people usually these are often created in groups and out groups within the leader's work unit or work area. Okay, and here this VDL, a leader will be giving more self-worth to his followers by giving closer attention to them, giving guidance to them, and giving feedback, also consideration to the followers when it comes for a decision, ultimately motivating them and increasing their you know power or productivity over the job. So as I told you what is in group and what is out group. Now when we are talking about in group, this includes that what that followers will be having a relationship with his above leader. That means how strong any social relationship that any follower keeps with the leader. So when it comes to the in group you know this in group, this includes very supportive relationship that a leader always experiences by followers, especially more trust will be there between the follower and the a leader. There will be too much of respect, more loyal that followers will be. Okay, and there will be too much of influence of leader on the followers. Here this happens because the leader will be having more expertise, knowledge, very good reference when it comes for problem solving, and one the reward power which will be always influencing any members into the group. So this is what we said as in group. When we are talking about out groups, it's a slight difference where little they go to borrow it from the in group, no doubt. But here very few social type of relationship is built between the leader and the follower, and these people are strictly a task oriented. So this relationship something works on very task oriented, okay, and characterized by very low type of exchange that happens between a leader and a follower. Okay, exchange will be very little when it comes to behavior, and this is something more top-down approach where too much of influence like coercive power or legitimate power of a leader is must to get work done by those people. Otherwise, getting those people influenced by leader becomes. So this is something two things which as I told you people like in group and out group. Okay, and second stage we have election as I told you people leader member exchange theory. Okay, here what happens is like uh, leader member interaction plays very important role when it comes to the organizational life. Okay, and these type of exchanges can also lead to some cause of employees distress, because when it comes to member exchange, there will be a disopinion sometimes comes when between the leader and the followers. Depends on the objective of an individual. Okay, listening to the leader and as well as working for organization, and organization objective and leader, there will be a clash between them. Okay, and this can be defined as what quality of exchange and relationship is built between an employee and his or her superior, and the vice versa. That how a superior keeps a relationship with the employee. There are certain assumptions when it comes to these election theory. Okay, what are them? So here the leader or superior have some limited amount of social exchange, okay, and limited amount of personal or maybe organizational resources such as like energy, time, attention, and precision. Now results usually used to be disturbed among the followers for selective people. Okay, when it comes to the third stage, as I told you, it's a team building. Collectively, all the or we can say it as leader, how he has a relationship with the group people. No bias will be there, or the individualistic or unique type of relationship which will be having with all the group members into the group. So this primarily involves that a concern to the motivation of a group members, okay, together at a time, and for they will be striving to achieve the common goals. Okay, and sometimes there will be a problem because of the conflict or obstacles which comes when they are striving to achieve their objectives. Leader member exchange relationship, this can result into very great teamwork because there will be too much of cooperation of employees and between their own team members, even with the leader also. The fourth stage we have systems and network, which is something beyond much more than that. Okay, this is something like not only any leader will be having a relationship with just only with his own team members. It is something like a collaborative agreement between many parties with the leader and his members. The purpose of maybe this systems and network has brought a great challenge that when you people go globalized, okay, you need to have with many organizations, the culture or maybe the skills, capabilities, and knowledge, or any resources which you people find scarce into your own organizations can be fulfilled by taking help of others with this type of approach, like systems and network approach, where the exchange of resources will happen, the exchange of knowledge will happen, and also along with this it allows all the partners to develop on the time innovation, having some synergic solutions, okay, for any complex problem which is faced by different parties who are into the collaboration. Okay, this system and network view contain that the leaders relationships are not so much limited only to the followers. Something this relationship is taken to the peer groups, their customers, even the suppliers, and any other stakeholders are working collectively with a group of people, okay, led by certain leader for certain objective or a task. The rest of the portion will be covered in part 2 of organizational leadership module 5. So please go through part 2 also. Thank you.